Please do not post your referral code in the comment section below. Otherwise, the McJaggerwalkie will find you. Hey guys, Jaybo785. Today we're going to be talking to you about a couple things that have been going on. We're going to be talking to you about my mid-review of the Sylvan Labrith event. We're going to be talking to you about the Bazaar marketplace and what's been going on along with that. We're going to be talking to you about my play-along videos and some of my joke videos that I have planned coming up. So, one of the videos that I talked to you about last time, or excuse me, with the play-along video that I talked to you about last time, was the Castle Crashers video game. Now, I did a little bit more research. I took some of your guys' feedback on my play-along video. I agreed with some of it, and some of it I just let go. And I want to do a more detailed and longer play-along video. I just gave you guys basically a glimpse. I didn't want you guys watching me for an hour, getting my ass kicked on like Call of Duty or something like that. So, I've done a little bit more research. I'm thinking about buying some equipment. Some of it's kind of expensive. Some of it I actually have to train myself on, such as the editing equipment. But thank you guys for your feedback, and I will try to take that and implement it into my next videos. For those of you that have checked out the Castle Crashers game, which is castlecrashers.com/game/, you can play it on the PlayStation Network, Xbox Live Arcade, or stream, so on your PC. Again, guys, I think it was about $5 or $10 if you get all the upgrades, which I actually recommend doing that because some of the characters that you really want, you can only get through the upgrades, but especially if you want to play with your friends or whatever. And, you know, this would be a great way if you have a family member that's never played video games before, be it one of your parents or your girlfriend or such, to start them off on this game because it has enough humor to keep them entertained, get them interested and invested, and also it has simple enough controls that even if they continue to die until they get the hang of it, you don't have to rely on them to survive. So, before we get started on the Sylvan Labrith event, I'm going to read off some of my PlayStation 3 games to you guys. Please post down in the comment section below of which ones that you would like to see me play and do a review on, or do a play-along with. I have Sports Champions, Resistance Fallen Man 1 and 2, Kane and Lynch Dead Men, Heavenly Sword, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, I have Dragon Age Origins, Bioshock 2, Batman Arkham City, Mirror's Edge, which is a free running game, which I'm actually a pretty big fan of, Batman Arkham Asylum, X-Men Wolverine's Origins, which I actually might do a review on because it's freaking hysterical, Metal Gear Solid 4, Little Big Planet, the original, and that is it for right now. If there's any recommended games that you guys would like me to do a review on, also post that down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best on that. Oh, excuse me. Also have Call of Duty, Black Ops 1 and 2. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on the Labrith event, okay? One of the things is I really like some of the components of this event, and then there's some components to me where it feels like it's just designed to eat up all your HP and all your cure water as soon as possible to get you to buy it. One issue that I found myself liking about this event is it is a combination of using both stamina and attack, and it's pretty well balanced in that sense. So for a hybrid character like me, it's nice that I have a high stamina, around 340, 350 I think, to get the monsters and to eventually open up the gates of hell and eventually fight a Jabberwocky, or to fight one of the Dark Elves, however you enunciate her name, Helvenina or whatever. I'll do a review on her a little bit later in this video. So to me that's nice. What I didn't like about it is there is a limitation with the AP system that prevents people that have invested so much into their attack that you have to buy a lot of those event cards to even be somewhat competitive. And I continuously found myself running out of HP, running out of AP points, running out of stamina points of when I open the Gates of Hell, which is not the only way to really compete in this event, is when you're fighting those Jabberwockies or those Helvenas. So, for somebody that has ran out of their personal cure water, their personal holy powder, you actually have to make the judgment, is this an event that I actually want to spend money on? And that's what I'm going to get into about this event. And talk a little bit more in depth about this event. So, speaking of which, I went to a new order, and our order is doing awesome. We have some great people in there, very friendly and fun to chat to, which they are pretty crazy. Our order is currently ranked about 42, So right now, order reward style, we're actually looking at getting a Helvina. You know, I'm just going to call her Dark Elf from now on. Helvera. The issue with that is you have to have a minimum of 100,000 berry points to qualify for one of her. Okay? So go ahead and jumping ahead of myself. She's a great boost to demon, attack, and defense, 10%, which I would say is comparable to, wherever the hell it may be, Dark General, which is a great boost to attack all. The stats are unfortunately not up yet. I'm sure that they're very similar to the Dark General since she is such a rare card. And taking a look at the Dark General, 4-7 being 17,800, 8-15 being 8,500, 6-11, 18,300. This card, I would guess, is going to be very similar in price. Possibly, maybe even so a little bit more, for the fact that it is a better demon card, okay? Since it's both attack and defense, and rather than just great boost to all. So, that takes me on to talking about the market. For anybody that's been trying to buy or sell on the market, the prices of cards are crap. 1 week ago, a card that was worth 900 HP is now worth 600 HP. Cards that used to be worth 45 HP are now 15, 20 HP. Taking a look at Devil Queen, which honestly, guys, I would compare her to the gold standard. It was kind of the one few cards that has held its value since the very beginning of this game, because it was always in demand. Even that card has seen a drop from around 100 HP to 75 HP being average to basically going as low as 30 HP on the bazzar. So what has held its value? The backing of the market has crashed. And that being said, it's a great time to buy and a horrible fucking time to sell. And I don't know if the actual Rage of Bahamut staff, side games, has planned this through overregulation of only being able to trade one SR, SSR, Legend card a day, or whatever, but they need to at least lift some of the trade restrictions on players that have deemed themselves legitimate, because this market is crap. You take a look at overregulation of any market in any society, any country, and this is what happens. Taking a look back at the Great Depression, people buying too much on credit, credit bubble burst, housing market burst, whatever bubble burst, any type of Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, anything like that. This is how this system has been set up. If you want to get anything done, you have to spend in real life money. Because for a trading card game to restrict the trade, it's killed itself. So let's go ahead and get off that frickin' soapbox. But that just kind of talks about the market and what's going on, guys. So this event does give out great rewards for the most part, but those rewards are not worth what they used to be. Let's take a look at Hedeke, which is one of the cards that you can actually get from the Silver Flower, Blue Flower pack. You know, this, like I said in my last video, used to be one of the most expensive SR, SSR cards, being a great boost to Demon's attack at 15%, which is pretty damn great. This card has dramatically dropped in price too. And that's one thing that seems that they continually to do, is they take the best card in the game, which people have spent in real life money to get, or unjustly have acquired, and they make that card so popular and eventually a necessity if you want to compete in this game. And then they destroy the price of it by releasing something somewhat better, or in the case of some of the Holy War cards, they then nerf or make worse their previous effect. Or like in the Japanese game, they can completely change the stats or the skill of that card. So that's something that they need to consider and take a look at too. And guys, just to summarize my thoughts on that, that's why I do not spend money in this game. You're paying for a virtual item which has no actual monetary value and no real personal value. Building the relationship between other people and strangers is the most rewarding part about this game, which has honestly become more difficult because of those trade restrictions. So, If you actually want to be able to compete in this event, you're going to need to buy some of those event cards. So taking a look at Elder, whatever, Soldier. Um, this card's stats, they suck. Its skill, it sucks. The only rewarding feature is the medium boost to damage against the event. And honestly, you can pick these up on the Bazaar probably for 1 HP or even maybe 1 Cure Water now, which there's usually a 1 to 2 ratio. And I'd pick these up if you want to compete in the event. Otherwise, you're going to be blowing through your HP like it's nothing. The better version of this is Lunar Werewolf. Its actual effect is big hit to foes, man and defense, demons defense. Excuse me, stumbled on my words there. Its actual stats are somewhat decent: 17,200 or 815, 17,800. This card would make a good 4th, 5th slot card, but there's so much better stuff out there that you can put in the first 3 slots. But we actually have one member that has, I think, 2 of these that are Final Form level 4, and she's hitting close to 2 million in attack because of that boost, that big boost to damage, where I'm only hitting about 140,000, and I actually have a pretty decent attack deck, and I'm running one of those skeleton soldiers that I just previously mentioned. I actually pulled one of these. Being a high rare, I was actually pretty happy, thinking that might be worth some HP. Wrong! I can't help but think that he looks like something out of Lord of the Rings in this final form. It's a big hit to man and demons defense, so again, a good 4th, 5th slot card. Its stats are somewhat decent, 17,500 or 18,100. I've seen these go for anywhere from 2 to 4 HP on the Bazaar, so pretty damn cheap. And if you're needing something to boost up your 4th, 5th slot for God's deck, if you're running like an Ifrit or an Elaine or whatever else you would in those first 3 slots, this is a pretty decent card, especially since it is a dual realm. This is one of the other cards that's come out. I unfortunately have not pulled one of these yet. It's a Silent Wizard. Its skill is big boost to man, attack, and defense at 8%, so it's kind of low. Its stat-wise is for 4-7, about 15,000, 16,000, and then, of course, 15,500, 16,900. These are actually going for a little bit more than I would expect them to on the Bazaar. It's kind of like a Queen of Hearts, basically, but in the sense its stats are similar. Big boost to man, attack, and defense. I don't know why you would use this in your attack deck unless it's about in the 4th or 5th slot. Even Master Thief Lupin's better. It is an SR rarity when it's finally evoed, so its skill is going to be fine to get up. It's going to be a lot easier than a lot of those things. But being at a max boost of 17-18%, there are better options. I guess if you're looking at something to get away from the Paladins, which only has about a 15,300 defense, this is a few more points, but a Pali's skill is so much higher that even with that 1700 boost, I still think a Paladin is a better choice, unless you're trying to get away from that new skill regulation. So that's another thing, guys, is it seems like people finally find loopholes or actually play the game with the rules that are established, and that Cygames or Rage of Bahamut staff implements a new rule of something, or implements a new Evo system like the 5th generation Evo that completely distorts the game and changes the way things operate, and then thus crashes the market. If you take a look at anything similar to Claymore Maids, which I guess would be the version of Ifrit, or anything else like that for the Demon Realm, or Paladins, which would be a Wrath, or would be a Spira for the God Realm, people were running 5 of those in their defense decks or in their attack decks at all skill level 10s, and so they flooded the market with those when the new skill implemented system was established, and because of that, it crashed the market. And that's why, a very good comparative that I'd make is take a look at Gene of Arc compared to anything like King Arthur, which is actually a million times better, or Master Summoning Mimi, anything like that. Gene of Arc's stats are less than those other 2 counterparts, and it's even, I'd say, worse in my opinion than a Lancelot. But the card is worth about 200 HP in comparison to the 65 HP of a Lance. Or, the max Evo status of a 20,000 defense Gina Arc still runs 500 to 600 HP, where you can get a Master Summoning Mimi with 22,000 defense and a better skill effect for the Man Realm for about the similar price. Or for a couple hundred more HP, you can get the best card out there. I should rephrase that, one of the best cards out there for the man defense, which is a King Arthur. And one other thing that I'm going to mention about the Bazaar system before I move on is that base cards, like a Master Summoning Mimi base, is actually more expensive, running about 200 HP per, than what you can buy a 4/6 for that already has a good skill level at. And that's how desperate people are to trying to get as much as they can out of the system before it crashes even further. Alright, one good demon card that I wanted to mention is the Dark Fire, or whatever. You know, it is an SR, and it's a big boost to God Demon attack, which is about 8%, I think. Its stats are actually pretty good. 4/7, 16,800, 8/15, 17,300. This is one of those things that 4/7 is a little bit weak to beat in a demon deck. So if you were going to do Evo, I'd try to go for the 8/15 and at least get above that 17,000 range. Even a 6/11 and 17,300, which to me makes a little bit more sense. It's something that if you are looking to replace a multiple card or for like your 4th or 5th slot, it would be a pretty good replacement. I'm sure that you can pick these up fairly reasonable on the Bazaar system right now. Getting ready to end this video, guys. I know it's getting a little bit long, and I have been ranting and raving about certain issues. The Atlanta card, this is one of the ones that I previously mentioned from before. You know, do you really want to spend a lot of HP in this event? And that this card, because they're going to be giving out like 3 copies of it for certain positions, depending on your individual rank. And actually, a lot of the orders are going to be getting this card too. Is it worth it? Let's take a look at it. Skill first, big hit to foes, attack all 8%. Not that great. It should actually probably be at least a great effect, being at least 10%. So let's go ahead and scroll down, take a look at its stats. This is where the money's at. Its attack sucks, no matter what Evo it's at. In its skill, 15,600, 8/15, 16,100. Oh my god. This card is only slightly better than a Paladin, which you can get skill level 10s of Pallies for around 20-30 HP on the Bazaar if you wait long enough, maybe even 10 HP more, which is a damn steal. This card is going to be an SSR, which means its skill level is going to be really freaking hard to get up. My summary is this. If you're a brand new player, and if you're willing to do an 8/15 of these, which I don't know why, because it's going to take you a crap load of feeder cards, and if you're willing to get this card skill at least to level 2, you might use it for a little bit. You know, it's at least better than a Master Pop Star, but this card sucks. It's going to be something that you might use in your 4th or 5th slot at a 4/1 or a 4/7, and you're going to get rid of it pretty damn fast because it's not very good. I'm a little bit disappointed in this card. You know, even if they would have raised its defense to at least 17,000, which would have been comparable to the Queen of Hearts or many other cards out there of the man realm defense realm, I would have been okay with that, but this card lacks in every essential component. Its skills lacking. It should have at least been a great boost. Its stats are lacking. You know, it's an SSR, which means it's too high. This card should have been a higher base, if that. So guys, let's go ahead and move on and just basically sum up this event. The best things you can really get from any of the packs are going to be a Devil Princess or a Devil Queen, which the prices are freaking ridiculous on both of those, just way too low. You know, if you've got a Devil Queen, it's really your choice if you want to try to sell it or not. Right now, like I said, I checked the average price. They're going for about 39 HP, 50 tops on the Bazaar. If you hang on to these and wait until they thin out and people have used them up, the price may return to a more stable and reasonable and honorable position of about 50 to 75 HP. But will you see this at its previous form of 75 to 100 HP? Most likely not. I really doubt that you're going to see it that high again. let's wait and see what Hellovera's skill level is, and our stats are, excuse me. Like I said, I think it's going to be between the price between the Hedekey and the Dark General. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Since those cards are comparable in stats and in effects, you're going to see a decline in all those prices. Could be good for could be good for Demon Realm. It could be bad for Demon Realm. This is where things kind of get a little bit ridiculous. Spot 3,000 to 5,000, which the prices should be better for these guys. You're going to get an Atlanta SR times 3, which I'm sure new players are like, SR card times 3? My god, I'm going to spend some money to get that. That's got to be worth it. No, it's really not. I mean, this card is already going on the bazaar because people have pulled these out of packs for like 10 HP, which is honestly probably too much, to tell you the truth. HR up pack claimed ticket times 3. That actually used to be a really good prize when the game first fucking started out, when HRs were going for 20, 30 HP, sometimes 60 HP per. You pick up a lot of HR cards for 2, 3 HP per. That's not a good prize. Holy Powder times 10. That's probably about the most decent thing you're going to get. You know, 2,000, 3,000, Helvera, that card might be worth as little as 80 HP to as much as 200 HP. It's kind of hard to judge without knowing its stats. With the way the market is, I'm going to guess towards the lower end, unfortunately. So, what's that mean? It means that if you spend a lot of HP on this event, and if you're lucky enough to take spots 2,000 to 3,000, well, congratulations, you're going to probably break even. 1,000 to 2,000, you might break even. You might make a little bit. Chances are not very much. I don't know why spots 800 to 1,000 are the exact same thing as basically spots 1,000 to 2,000. That's kind of ridiculous to me. You know, and then taking a look at the top ranks, I don't hardly even review these guys. Elven Queen is a massive boost to God's attack and defense, I believe. It's a great card. It has like 24,000, 25,000 attack, but you're probably not going to pull that. You know, I'd honestly probably rather take spots 5,000 to 10,000 with the premium card pack times 3 rather than the HR pack times 1. For the simple fact that, you know, probably going to get a card that's worth about the same. You know, maybe you'll get lucky and pull an SR, SSR, which are worth crap right now. Order rank, this is actually where I'm hoping to come in. Helvera times 1 for the top 50 spots. 50 to 100. Crap, best thing. Spots 1 to 200. Okay, you know, that's the thing too, is that they're giving that premium card pack so much now. You get 3 packs every 10 days just for logging in. Card packs are not what they're used to be either, you know. And then everything else is personal holy powder. Whoop-de shit. So guys, I hope that you've enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you out. I know that it's probably gone on a little bit longer than I expected to. If it has helped you out at all, and if you're a new player planning on joining, or if you're an older player that has an extra device, please use my referral use my referral code, RUM26800. That gets you free rare cards and rubies, and does the same for me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please post them down in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer those in a timely fashion. This is Jaybo785 signing off.